very much for having me. I really appreciate it. And it's wonderful to be here. It's a great group. I've gotten the chance to meet a number of folks and just have a really exciting setting for tonight's program. So thank you very much. As Julie mentioned, we met at another meeting in Winston-Salem. She knew that my background had kind of an unusual intersection of PR marketing and vampires, which you don't find every day. Although I do teach an 8 a.m. university course, so I guess I have some experience with raising the dead. At least if you see my students at 8 a.m., you'd think that. But she had asked me for a Halloween theme, knowing of my background, and so I thought about it for a little bit, and I thought, well, you know, I'm also an Anne Rice fan, and I loved her interview with the vampire, so let's take a PR twist on that and talk about interviewing the vampire and some PR tips from Beyond the Grave. So let's have some fun with that. You know, in most ghost stories, if you watch anything on TV or the movies, or you have a passion for you know, horror and supernatural books, you'll know that most ghosts come back because of unfinished business. And so I would say that my first PR tip to you is finish what you start. If that's not an incentive, I don't know what is. But from a PR perspective, one of the things that I see most often is that people let it go with just one release sent out. And I ask them, so how's it going for you? Or, you know, what have you done before? Well, we sent out a release, but nothing happened. Well, what was your follow-up on the release? And they look at me blankly and go, follow-up? Well, you know, what I hear authoritatively from friends of mine who are radio DJs, reporters, TV anchors, is that it takes at least 7 follow-ups with them before you get their attention. So sending out one release and leaving it at that is not going to do it for you. So folks, take a tip from the ghosts and don't leave any unfinished business. Finish what you start, follow up on those leads, make those 7 touches, and start to see your PR rise from the dead, because it's going to get a lot more animated. Now, I told you I was going to tie this in every way I could, so bear with me on this. Now, of course, all of the fantasy adventure pieces and supernatural has to do with magic. And there is magic that animates all of us. All the really good stuff that happens seems to have some magic that comes with it. So I want to get you back in touch with the magic that got you into your business in the first place. You know, we get so busy with the business that we forget about the passion that got us into the business in the first place. And one of the things I see often when I work with clients is that they have gotten so into the nitty-gritty, small details that when I talk to them about, well, what got you into this in the first place? What's the story of what did you want to change? What did you want to do better? What did you want to bring to the industry? When they start to reconnect with that passion, that magic, we start to see all kinds of possibilities for their marketing and their PR, because it animates it. It brings it back to life. It gives it a whole new spirit. And so I want you to think about getting back in touch with that passion that got you into the business in the first place, and let that story play out through all of your PR and marketing to bring a new spark of life to all of it. Now, you know, if you watch a lot of movies with ghosts and paranormal, ghosts have to speak through someone most of the time. They can't walk up and touch you on the shoulder. And they speak through someone who's usually called a medium. Well, you know, in PR, we work with mediums too. We work with a lot of them, and so we call them the media. And so I want to challenge you, just like a spirit looking for the right mouthpiece, to find the right medium for your message. Maybe it's a newspaper, maybe it's a magazine, maybe it's traditional TV or radio, but you know, maybe it's websites and blogs and web audio and podcasts and some new places that you have been afraid to venture. Well, find the right medium for your message based on where your target audience is already going, and explore some of those places, get past your fear of the unknown, and find the right venue, the right medium that's going to get your message in front of the people who are most likely and most interested in buying your services and referring your products. Now, of course, with all of these paranormal references, it's important to channel your spirit effectively. You don't want to just be floating around out there. And so I want to challenge you to think big. I think one of the biggest things I see in working with clients is not people who dream too big, but people who dream too small. People who focus just on the local area, the few blocks around downtown, maybe 10 miles out of the city, but they're not thinking about the opportunities we have in today's market to reach an entire North American market, an entire Western Hemisphere market, and a global market. My publisher for my fantasy adventure series, Chronicles, the Necromancer, is located in Nottingham, England. So one of the things that I've gotten the opportunity to do, and it's been wonderful having a 25+ year background in marketing to apply that marketing to my book, but it's to realize just how small the world really is. When I'm on email talking to readers in England and Wales, and then I get a blog interview from Bulgaria, and then another interview from Germany, it's a small world. So think big, channel your spirit effectively, and start looking at how the internet makes it possible for you to provide goods and services all over the world. You don't have to be limited to your own backyard. And the great thing about that is that in somewhat uncertain economic times, if you have a larger market, you're more likely to find people who are weathering the economy all right, and that's good for business. So think about channeling your spirit effectively, think big, dream big, take advantage of those tools, and it will be the lifeblood of your company. Now, the other thing I want to challenge you is don't let anything suck the life out of you, all right? It's so easy, as I mentioned before, to let the daily grind distract you from the passion that got you into business. But I want to challenge you to find the real story that can animate your marketing. And that real story has a hero and a dragon and a damsel in distress and a happy ending. That's the way that you are the hero to your clients in solving a problem for them, meeting a need, getting them over some kind of hurdle that they can't do for themselves. That's the dragon that they face. And it's possible for you to give them their happy ending. Once you get in touch with the real story from your client's perspective, it does become the lifeblood of your marketing, because you're going to be able to weave that sincere story through all of your communications. And that customer-centric focus applied to your PR and marketing is going to set you apart from everybody who just is still pitching features and benefits. Finally, wrapping up the